Please read the disclaimer. Holy smokus, it ain't no jokes. XRP holders, this has been a wild day. While you were enjoying your nice Saturday, we were having fun here, right? Quote unquote fun. The crypto market has actually recovered all the losses that it had from earlier today. XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, they're all back. I'll explain what happens, why we can actually be kind of confident here. We'll look at the past, what has happened, and we'll look at the future and what could potentially happen here for XRP and for the crypto market. I'm going to just, straight off the bat, it's been a very interesting day. There were about, I think, like 20 sirens since the morning. It was like, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth to the bomb shelter. It is what it is. We're already used to it, but the kids, we didn't leave the house, of course. The kids are a little bit wound up because, it's not an easy situation. They don't know what's going to happen, what's happening. There was a house here in the city that I live that got hit. So you don't know what's going to happen. You have to be careful. We're staying safe, and thank you for all the kind comments in the video this morning and last night. I really appreciate all the good vibes you guys are sending out. And all I ask from you is that you give me a beautiful smile to send out those good vibes. Smash that like button. Listen, that's the least you can do. Okay, the comments, be careful. Smash the like button. That's all. Okay, let's get into it. Currently, XRP is sitting at $1.35. Bitcoin at 66,000. You can see actually Bitcoin is up 0.89% on the day. Ethereum is at 0.89% on the day. By the way, if you didn't know what's happening, USA and Israel opened an attack on Iran this morning, and Iran retaliated, has attacked UAE, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, all Kuwait, right? So they're going all willy-nilly. They're attacking everywhere. We'll get to in just a second why this could be so detrimental for Iran and why they might not continue this for long. And the status of the supreme leader that is or isn't, right? That is what is affecting the market here. So let's take a look. So when the morning opened up, as soon as the announcement happened, of course, the market started selling off. You can see XRP dipped here all the way to $1.26 off the news, right? So initial news came out this morning. We got like the push notification and the sirens, and XRP dropped all the way down here, right? Then actually XRP sold off a little bit stronger than Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? So you can see Bitcoin and Ethereum like dropped till 9 a.m. my time and then kind of consolidated, right? Whereas XRP actually dropped even more. There must have been some liquidation or something was going on here, some algo, because this looks like a short ladder attack. What happened here, right? Another leg down, another leg down, another leg down, another leg down. This is an algo, right? But it stopped right here at the support level. Very interesting. And then it started coming back and the market like kind of leveled out a little bit. There was a report from Trump and kind of saying that this might not be a prolonged thing. And also remember that a lot of the fear is already cooked in. So we were like, well, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? And then it happened. And then everybody's like, okay, there was an initial sell-off, but this wasn't a surprise. If it was a surprise, then we could have seen a 5, 10, 15, even 20% drop-off in the crypto market, which is the only market that is open over the weekend. Interestingly, Trump has a tendency to do stuff over the weekend when the stock market is closed. Makes sense. But the crypto market gets the wrath because it's open all the time. But then something interesting happened right here. And I was actually, I was looking at the graph, for a second here, and then suddenly I saw this big candle to the upside. I was like, whoa, what happened here? Something happened. I saw the volume, and I said to my wife, I think something happened. Right. So suddenly there was volume. Suddenly it was coming back up, and then I was looking at it was very hard to find Twitter because there was a lot of noise. But then I saw an account that I follow here in Israel that was saying Khamenei finished the World Cup, was eliminated, good sign of finale, right? And you can see it was 3:45 p.m. my time, which was exactly when the crypto market started coming up. So if the supreme leader of Iran was eliminated, then there's high probability that this will be fast and swift, because then there's high probability, which we'll get to in just a second, what Trump had to say, what is his plans for this, that it won't last for long. And then that put confidence into the crypto market. And so we saw it come up, then it consolidated for a while, because for a while there was no new news about what is going on with him. The Iranians said, no, he's okay. He actually was moved to a secret location before, and he's going to give a live speech in a few hours. And a few hours passed, and another few hours passed, another few hours passed. And Israel came out and said that with high probability, there are many signs that he is no longer with us. And you can see here that now they're saying that that his remains have been found. We don't know. Okay, so we're still waiting on this. If he suddenly is on TV and holding a newspaper from today, or something like that, maybe he recorded like some preemptive videos, like if he knew if it was going to happen. Maybe they'll generate some AI video of him. They've been known to do shenanigans like that. So right now the crypto market is like kind of waiting to see what happens with that. But I think if you go and you look and you see what President Trump has been saying, now the fear here is that they're going to close the Strait of Hormuz, which basically 20% of the oil go for worldwide goes through there. So if it gets closed, then there's going to be an oil problem. Probably tomorrow on Monday, oil prices will spike, but we'll see. Like Monday is it's still 48 hours away, and we'll see what happens. But this could all like quiet down very, very fast. And President Trump said he can end the situation in 2 or 3 days, right? This would involve treating Iran with threatening Iran with further military action if they rebuild nuclear programs. He also said take over the whole thing if he wants. The Iranians got close and then pulled back on recent deal talks. Today, military operation has been named Operation Epic Fury. And he says that the deal is still a possibility. I think what happened here, again, from what I'm reading, is they had info that all of the Iranian brass was getting together to talk about possibilities, and they used that as an opportunity. They must have had some really good info, some CIA stuff, right, or Mossad, and they decided to start it today. I told you that I thought they would wait for Purim, right? But that didn't happen exactly, right? Because it's on Monday, I think. So that didn't happen exactly, but it's pretty close. Now, also, right, I think why the markets are bouncing back here, right, is that if we go back and we look at what has happened previously, so if we go back to last year and the quote unquote 12-day war between Israel and Iran, yes, then it wasn't, but the U.S. wasn't participating, and we didn't have, all the regional countries that have been attacked, UAE, Qatar, Jordan, Bahrain, right? We didn't have that. Saudi Arabia, it seems maybe they will, they won't, right? We don't know what's going on there, but you can see it went from the 13th of June to the 24th of June, 2025, right? And what happened? So if we go and we look back, remember what happened here. So it was from the 13th to the 25th of June. So you can see the 13th, right? The 13th of June was here. So XRP was at $2.31. It dropped about 18% there in the 13 days. But then what happened? It finished. There wasn't that fear anymore. And whoop, XRP ended up popping, right? About 100% in 28 days. So is this a possibility that we see a fast recovery once this fear is already off the table? Now, there's a high probability that this happens, but again, I'm not a prophet. I don't know exactly how things are going to play out. As always, this video is for educational purposes, for entertainment purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. Very, very important. But history has told us that if a conflict is over very fast, and the fear of the conflict was one of the factors that was weighing down the market, then money gets a little bit hot and bothered. And history has told us that there might be an initial sell-off, there might be initial fear, which lasted like 6 hours here on the crypto market. But again, it can change. It's the weekend. We've seen many times that things kind of get brushed over on the weekend, and then Monday morning, suddenly everything starts selling off, or Sunday night into Monday morning, there's a big sell-off. So again, things can change. Right now, we've seen a recovery, but it's very dynamic. We don't know what's going to happen. Things could get more extreme. Things could get better. So all the possibilities are still on the table. But history has told us that this is actually, if you wait a little bit, it's usually a good place to enter the market. But we don't know. Again, things. We haven't had a WW, right, since what, 1940s. So we haven't really seen a conflict on a scale that would, crash the markets, right? Since then, there's always been conflicts, but even like the Russia-Ukraine war, where people thought there was initial kind of like sell-off and then it recovered after like 3 or 4 days. And here, this could be something that is very swift, but it could also be a week or two. It could be longer. We'll see, right? Hopefully not. But it will be very interesting to see how this plays out. And I'll continue to update you as best as I can. There hasn't been a siren for about 2 hours, right? Knock on wood. So we didn't get interrupted while we were talking. There was a time frame there of like 3 or 4 hours. There was like every 10 minutes, like we came out and then again, and then we came out and again. You have to wait like 10 minutes each time, and the kids were going crazy. But that passed so far, right? Hopefully tonight will be pretty quiet. I already put their mattresses in the bomb shelter, so I don't have to move them at night. And so hopefully it'll be an okay night here, quiet night. And I'll put hopefully I'll talk to you tomorrow, right? Hopefully, you don't know, anything can change. But that's why it's important to have the notifications on, so tomorrow morning you'll be like, yay, obviously it's okay. So thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. And it gets interesting when I say that, right? Who knows? And like I always say, let's make a lot of money.